as long as we're talking about respect for the presidents, can we get some prayers up for former President Jimmy Carter? He will soon be in the embrace of his satanic majesty, but until then, I hope he's in. I just hope all the houses he's built post presidency can, I don't know, buy him some time off from being in hell. But Jimmy, just hang in there just a little longer. But all of us here at Chapo Trap House are praying for you and your immortal soul.
Yeah, enjoy purgatory, you fucking hayseed.
I would hate to get that close to 100 and not hit it.
Yeah,
98 is like, come on, just let me let the odometer turn over, and then I'll be going.
Yeah, and to be Jimmy Carter and not make it to 100, you got to figure that like the second that they invented wheat bread in like 1959, he was on that shit. He probably never had peanut butter that you didn't immediately have to refrigerate afterwards. From 1969 through 1987, the centerpiece of all his meals was probably cottage cheese. He probably did some healthier form of jogging called like motivated walking. Did all that, led a pleasureless life, and still clutched by Satan's embraces at the good old age of 99. Meanwhile, in places like China, we're seeing monks live till 280. They're becoming the color purple. It's not just a seminal African American novel anymore. It's the color that you turn if you're a Buddhist monk.
I heard an interesting factoid.
Bicentennial mark.
This is a fun fact. If Carter does die soon, that will mean that Joe Biden is older than any other living ex-president.
Yeah.
How many houses has he built? What the fuck? He's got to get on that shit.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he it depends. He technically never really built a house, but he took one country, he took Yugoslavia, and he turned it into like 28 different countries that are always changing their names.
I like that Jimmy Carter is often referred to as our greatest ex-president. But, that elides the fact that he was a very shitty president.
He sucked ass, folks.
Just because, he's and like I think I would say Jimmy Carter is probably like I know it's always a joke that like, oh, Jimmy Carter, he was a bad president. But if anything, I think that undersells just how underratedly awful he was as president.
No, yeah, he was Bill Clinton, but without the charisma boost. He was Bill Clinton with no Ross Perot. He was like, I honestly think like his deregulations had more of an impact in a shorter time span than Reagan's did. He was a complete monster. I mean, okay, take any bridge collapse, train disaster from the past week, airline debacle, really any of the things that Pete Buttigieg says are not his fault. He's half right because those all go back to Jimmy Carter. Like Ted Kennedy didn't primary him for no reason. Jimmy Carter was like, he was the harbinger of an even shittier Democratic Party, the kind of which we have now.
When you consider that he was governing with huge Democratic majorities in the House and Senate who were fighting him from the left the whole time he was in office. And yes, he is like the difference between him and Clinton is that Clinton is a pure demon, like no soul, was like power. I would like some power, please. Can I have some power? I want to do demonic child sex rituals, whatever I got to do to get that. Whatever I have to say, don't care. Let me do it. Whereas Jimmy Carter really did think in some dumb hillbilly way that he was doing the right thing for America, which is so much worse and so much lamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He really should have known better, but he legitimately thought, like, when guys like Michael Milken, like all the people that like came into existence as a result of Jimmy Carter's, like specifically his financial policies, all those guys who like Henry Kravis, Milken, as I said, Louis Ranieri, all the guys who were responsible for the financialization of the U.S. economy, those guys, like their defense of their actions is like, well, some bad things happened, but we made capital markets freer than they ever had been. That is also what Jimmy Carter thinks.
My favorite moment from the Carter administration is when they were flailing after about halfway through, and everyone hates them, and everyone feels the bad vibes digging in. And Pat Cattle is like zooted to the gills, and he reads Christopher Lasch, and he's like, "We got to talk to this genius." And they fucking helicopter Christopher Lash's ass to Camp David, and Jimmy Carter's like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "I don't know." What are you talking to me for?
Christopher Lasch is a legend for that, for like being brought in by the president and being like, how do I fix America? And just being like, I don't know. I just write books and
I like to complain.
28. I fuck 28-year-olds. I don't know. I'd like
he could hoop too.
He was a hoopster. Sort in the same way that Carter paved the way for Obama. Lasch, Carter paved the way for Clinton. Lasch paved the way for Obama by hooping.
A culture of narcissism and hooping.
Jimmy Carter, first post-left president.
Yeah, it's true.
Because Christopher Lasch, obviously, he was such a Christopher Lasch head. He brought him to Camp David, and God, think about the awful meals they ate at Camp David.
Oh my God!
In the late 70s. Mr. Professor Lasch, it's an honor to have you here. Can I offer you a sort of like ground chicken meatloaf encased in clear Jello with a tomato puree garnish?
Hold on, President Carter, Professor Lasch here. Can you promise me that there will be whole olives in the chicken loaf?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm getting on the plane now. I'm stepping on the helicopter right now.
Yeah, President Carter. Can I have a honey baked ham with a smiley face cut into it, and just has the mouth is made out of rum aged pineapple. All the classic meals of the time. But he was the first post-left president because he loved Christopher Lasch, and he was also always so much of his campaign merchandise had the Confederate flag on him. On it because he was that's back when the South was a pretty solid Democratic voting base, and he was like, hey, if General Lee were alive today, he would support solar panels, but he would also say, hey, it's too much regulation in trucking.
I'm sorry, Felix. I'm still tripped up because I would like to try some rum aged pineapple. It sounds good.
That's actually too straightforward. Yeah,
pineapple
that actually does sound good. Okay, that's a bad example of.
No, but I mean,
cuisine.
Well, you got to throw some ham in there, some whipped ham, and rum aged pineapple. Now we're talking.
Okay. I think I got it. How about this? Double baked sweet potatoes with melted marshmallows.
Yes, now we're talking. The savory and sweet coming together.
Yeah, and bacon crumbles.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say diced cucumber.
Well, if you have a favorite president, light a candle for them today. Maybe they'll get out of hell one day. Who knows?
My only my only Jimmy Carter memory, because I saw him in the news a lot in 2006, right when the dreaded MSM was finally turning on George W. Bungler. And I remember they had him on to talk about Iraq because here's another Jimmy Carter thing. He invented Delta Force. Delta Force
did a great job.
Yeah, Delta Force's first mission was to rescue the Iranian hostages. They put Colonel Charles Beckwith.
And then they just had a bumper car goof up in the desert.
Yeah. They a lot. They gave an awesome name to the
Eagle's
Iranian
Claw, I
hostage.
think it was.
Eagle's Claw. Did you know that one of the guys on Eagle's Claw, he got so stranded that he had to walk 400 miles
I remember
outside of Iran?
He like stole a bicycle at one
That's
point.
okay.
Yeah.
Screenplay idea. Argo Part 2. Fargo.
Yeah.
Far to go.
Well, I
That's
don't really
crazy.
think that's like a bad day for a German. A 400-mile bike ride.
They love that shit.
Yeah.
Put on your
Yeah,
black socks
that's
and
all-
sandals, get some miles in.
That is all I saw in Spain was just Germans in a sort of Promethean struggle to ride their bikes until they died. Were brought back to life. But yeah, he started Delta Force, and they would have him on the news in 2006 to be like, hey, President Carter, you were a president that everyone hates. What do you think about Bush? And he would be like, I think that, he'd give like a typical Jimmy Carter answer where he'd be like, I think that like the most important thing the American president can do is remember that the American people put him there. And then I remember the greatest follow-up question ever asked. And they were like, I forget who Wolf Blitzer probably. This was probably Wolf Blitzer. He asked him if he had seen Brokeback Mountain.
Did he?
No.
Oh, okay.
he wasn't. And also I remember exactly what Jimmy Carter was wearing. He was wearing one of those sweaters that they only sell like 87-year-old Southern Christians, that it's like a hand knit sweater that depicts like the entire events of the Book of Revelation on it.
That sounds sick as
That
fuck.
sounds dope. I would wear that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Dude, if I could get some sort of cardigan depicting the knit depiction of the horror of Babylon, yeah, I'd be fucking flossing.
Yeah, but that was my last living Jimmy Carter memory. All the other ones are just, people on Twitter who were like, people hated him because he liked solar panels.
Well,
He was really good at just the things that I can't control. I'm just gonna kind of gesture vaguely at them and tell people to consume less. Anything I can't control, then just going to pave the way for hell.
What a great just set of ambitions for the U.S. president. I'm gonna make everyone feel better, or not even feel better. I'm gonna make everyone accept that their lives are gonna be bad.
It's character building.
Yeah.
Well, all I got to say is if you're a member of the Carter family or in staff at the hospice he's currently in, show him Brokeback Mountain. Throw it on. He's still got time. It's a good movie. It's very moving. I think he'd like it. So if we could just show former President Jimmy Carter Brokeback Mountain before he dies, the Wolf Blitzer prophecy will be completed.